This is Kevin Mayo, and today we're drinking Cold Harbor Brewing Novocaine. Cold Harbor is from Westboro, Massachusetts, one town over from where I grew up, which is right dead center in Massachusetts. I'm from Grafton. Westboro's one town over. This is a double IPA, 8% IBU, 8% ABV. It's going to be one of the nights. 60 IBUs, dry hop with Chinook and Columbus. So, very West Coasty maybe? That's what we would expect. It was canned on 2/15, which makes it just about, exactly, right? It's today the 15th. A month old. It's a month old. It's either a day or, I lose track of the date. So, I've been to Cold Harbor, been a few years now. Nice little tasting room. Now they're canning and they're out where I can get them, so we're going to go ahead and give it a try. Go ahead and give it a crack. See what we got. As always, if you like the reviews, please subscribe. We're always looking for new friends. And go ahead and leave comments because we love talking about beer. And I am getting grapefruit and resin, pine coming up off of this as I pour, as I should. And lo and behold, I got a slight haze to it, but it's not a haze bomb. Got a light amount of carbonation flowing up through it. We had 2 fingers of bright white head, nice tight bubbles on it. And I would say it's a dark yellow for the color. Aroma-wise, grapefruit, pine, a little fresh cut grass, a little grapefruit rind, yeah, when you swirl it, the fresh cut grass really comes to the forefront. But pretty much what you'd expect for the style that it is. And they don't call it a West Coast. They actually just say it's comfortably numbing. But what you'd expect for the West Coast style would be very piney and a lot of grapefruit. Those were really the kind of the hallmarks of when this whole IPA craze took off 10, 15 years ago. Let's give it a sip. Ah, son of a bitch, I love this beer. It's got a lot of malt background to it. So it's got some balls. It can stand up to the hops. So I would say I get a little bit of caramel or a malt, or it's definitely malt, but a little bit of caramel. Maybe toast, a little bit of toast. I get a hint of the pine. It's not terrible. Definitely get grapefruit. It finishes really sticky. Mouthfeel, it's actually a little bit smoother than I would think of a traditional double IPA from back in the day. I would have thought a little bit more stringency, a little bit more sharpness to it. This is a fairly decent mouthfeel to it. Definitely finishes very bitter. At the back of it, it's not the earth-shattering, back of your throat, I'm going to die bitter, but at the back of your tongue, you definitely, that bitter just hangs around. You just feel it for a little bit longer. And again, that resin's just coating the tongue. No hint of the alcohol. This is just a winter beer. If you go back a few years and you like an older style IPA, a B Hoppy, a Sculpin, those kind of IPAs, I think you're going to love this one. I love this beer. At this point, it's such a refreshing change from all the haze bombs that it's crisp, it's bitter, it has flavor. It's not sweet. It's what beer's supposed to, well, I'd say what beer's supposed to taste like. But yeah, dead on. Great job, Cold Harbor. You got a real winner here. I'm wishing now I would have bought more. I'm not sure how often I'm going to be able to find this. So until next time, Keep drinking.